Okay, so this video is for Year 12 students, and it's going to be shown in tutor time on the 27th of January, but it's also going to be shared with parents as well, to talk specifically about finding and recording and reflecting on amazing work experience. So the first thing to say is that as a school, we don't do a kind of work experience week like other schools do, but we do have a very clear expectation that all students find an in-person work experience before they start year 13, at least one. And we want students to, we would obviously prefer students to complete these work experiences in school holidays, but we do authorise absences for one work experience placement every year. And we find that some students get opportunities that are only available at certain times of the year. So we want to be flexible with that. So follow the guidance that comes next to land an amazing placement. The first thing to think about is where do you find them? You can see some resources there. We're finding that we're getting lots of work experience calls coming through to our inbox, and we're putting them all on the Opportunities OneNote. And we find that students that do some good networking after the end of our careers talks on a Monday lunchtime also have had some real success in finding placements. We will also send out a few internal opportunities that will be available only to Harris Westminster students. There will be some stiff competition for that though. More generally, please, use your contacts, your people in your communities, your family, your friends' families, all of that to try and find a placement yourself. And I think that there is no such thing as the perfect work experience placement, and to some extent, finding a placement that getting a placement that you end up not loving is normally quite a good lesson for you in the long term career-wise. Now, once you've found a placement, this is the really important logistic bit. All of those placements need to be logged on Unifrog. If you do not log your placement on Unifrog, then it is very simple, that placement will not go ahead. The reason for this is that Unifrog is a platform that allows us to track who is doing work experience, so we really know exactly what everyone has been up to and we can see your reflections on them. But it is also a platform that contains some really important safeguarding information for employers and for students and families that mean that you can be kept safe on work experience. And more information about all of that will follow in a second. So, in terms of the pure logistics, if you see on the screen here, you can see that there is a place there's a box that tends to be grey here, called the placements button. You can see it on the bottom left of my screen here. You click that, and then you click Add New Placement. Once you've done that, you then need to fill in all of the information for the employer for your work experience placement. And what that does then is that it then will send an email to your employer and then to your parents and carers for them to make sure that they communicate with each other about things like employer's liability insurance, important safeguarding information, health information, and it gives you a chance to tell the workplace about anything that you need. And this is a really important point, because obviously being safe on work experience is really important. And we will be sending, as part of that Unifrog process, some important safeguarding information to the employers. When you're on work experience, obviously, you are also responsible for keeping yourself at work as well, keeping yourself safe at work too. Make sure that you listen to all safety instructions, make sure you follow them, and if you have any concerns about your safety while you're on work experience or the conduct of anyone in the workplace, just be in touch with us via email. If you're on work experience during the holidays and you have a concern during a vacation, please email the inquiries inbox, and then that will be forwarded to the SLT member on duty. Obviously, this is a very worst case scenario, but I am also just trying to make sure that we are keeping everybody safe. And after you finish your work experience, you'll get a prompt from Unifrog via email to write a reflection. And it's so important that you do that, because on the one hand, it's really good practice for you to articulate what sort of skills you developed and really think about some of the challenges of that work experience placement. But it is also a really good opportunity for you to indicate to us which employers have given you a really good experience, so that future generations of Harris Westminster students can benefit from your wisdom. Um, and that's it from me, really, in terms of work experience. I really want to see a good the kind of year 12 students starting to log theirs. I know we've already had about 10 or 11 students go out on work experience in the last month, but making sure that if you have any questions about this whatsoever, that you come and see me, or you come and see Mr. Greenberg. Similarly, if parents or carers have any questions having watched this video, make sure that you get in touch with me. Thank you ever so much, and best of luck.